All right, I'm going to call this public hearing to order. This is a public hearing to address a request for a conditional use permit. So let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call then.
Commissioner Olin.
Aye.
Commissioner Kuhn.
Here.
Commissioner Pittman.
Here.
Commissioner Mills.
Here.
Commissioner Graves.
Here.
Commissioner Dumas here, and Mayor.
Here.
All present.
I declare a quorum. Welcome to the public attending the hearing. The purpose of this public hearing, Arkansas statutes require that planning commissions hear public comments, and a public hearing before conditional use permits can be approved. This public hearing is for one purpose: to hear comments regarding only the following conditional use application and documents being considered by the City Planning Commission for approving the conditional use permit. Regarding our conditional use application CUA 230602, filed by Bill West and Martin West for construction of a garage at 114 Thunderbird Drive, unit block lot 736, with a variance requested on front setback. You want to read the rest of this?
Sure. Although the public meeting will be conducted, public hearings must be conducted in a fair, orderly manner so as to allow citizen opinion to be expressed directly to the Planning Commission that is making zoning policy decisions. Individuals wishing to speak shall approach the podium, state their full name and address, and make their comments. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to make their comments. If multiple individuals have made similar comments on the same item, then the chairman may limit further similar repeating comments. Individuals who submit documents at the hearing shall identify each document. Each document submitted shall be made a part of the official record of the hearing. Documents submitted prior to the public hearing will be provided to the commissioners to be part of the official record of the hearing. Reading documents into the record are subject to the 3-minute time limit. After all comments have been made, the chairman will close the hearing. Once the public hearing is closed, further public comment on this topic will not be entertained. If the Planning Commission meeting follows immediately after the closing of the public hearing to deliberate on the hearing comments and to consider further action on this topic, no public comments will be accepted on this topic during that meeting. Commissioners may discuss an item and ask questions of the presenters from the public hearing.
Okay. We're now open for public comment. Would it be appropriate for someone to describe what is being requested?
At this point, the public makes those comments. We talk about our part of it after in our meeting.
You guys want to do a little pitch? I think everybody up here knows what's going on, but go ahead and make your pitch.
I'm Bill West.
We're gonna make you work for it.
We have two lots on Thunderbird, 116, which our house sits on, and 114, which is where we're trying to build just really a shelter for our vehicles to keep them out of the hail. It's not going to be anything but a storage for our vehicles. There's not going to be any kind of workshop or anything, but no storage, just 2 vehicles for housing. We purchased the house about 10 years ago. It sat empty for over 2 years, and we put a lot of work into it, made it look very nice again. The garage will reflect the design of the house. This is our forever home. We're just trying to make it livable. or two, and we just need, you know, some protection for our vehicles, what we're asking for, and, you know, we're Thunderbird, we're the only house there. You know, we really don't have any other neighbors or anything, and, you know, we love Holiday Island, we just need a garage. So,
And
Just out of curiosity, I'm trying to picture where your house is. I've been down there. Oh, no,
It's-
never mind. I've
it's
got
close
it.
to the
No,
bottom
I-
of that.
I pulled up.
yes, it's the last, right before you, come down to Wild
As I come down there, I
Turkey.
don't hardly realize there's any houses on that.
Yeah, it kind of sits down off the road.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, but, you know, we've done a lot of work on it, and just plan to continue to keep putting a lot of work into it, and,
just to add something, you know, a contributing factor is the fact that the lot that the house is on is too narrow and the terrain is such
yeah.
that you can't add a garage onto that.
Yeah,
structure.
we initially thought we had enough room to the side of the house that we could squeeze a garage in there, and, had surveyors come out, and I was really surprised that the house really almost takes up the entire lot on both sides, where we're wanting to do there's a spring that runs down the side of our house that kind of separates the lot where our house is from the lot where the garage is. So we really didn't have a lot of space to go, because on the right side of that lot is a drainage, a big pipe that comes out from under the road that drains from up the hill, and a big gully. So we really were trying to make the best out of a lot that really didn't have a lot of value to it, so.
There's those lots around.
Yeah, there are, it's
It doesn't
not.
look like you have a whole lot of room to the left either.
No. No, I didn't want to take out any more trees than I had to. I really wanted to work with nature and to fit this in where really, I think once it's done, I don't really even think you're going to notice it, other than right as you're right there, it's hidden in the trees. And, it's really a lot that I don't think really had a lot of value to it. So, you know, it's adding to the value of our home, and, you know, making our property taxes go up, so we can pay more property
All
taxes.
right, we're all for that.
You know, another more of the Holiday Island fee, you know, so, you know, we were more than willing to buy the land and pay, you know, more taxes and more fees, you know, to keep our home where we want it. So that's about all I can really say.
Any other public comments? Any questions from commissioners? Okay,
Well, thank
for
you,
a public
everybody.
hearing.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I close the hearing now. I'll declare this public hearing closed. Now, the planning commission will convene their meeting and consider the actual resolution for the permit. So, moving on, I love this gavel.
I'm gonna take that away from you.
Scares me.
All right, I'll now call the meeting to order of the Holiday Island City Planning Commission. It's July 11th, 2023. It's about 10 minutes after 6. Since we just did the Pledge of Allegiance, I think we can dispense of the Pledge of Allegiance, but for the record, we should do the roll call again.
Commissioner Elwood,
Here.
Commissioner Kuhn,
Here.
Commissioner Pittman,
Here.
Commissioner Graves,
Here.
Commissioner Mills, here, Commissioner Dumas here, Mayor,
Here,
all present.
all right, I'll declare a quorum. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Barb made a motion to approve the agenda, Pat seconded it. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Lynn distributed minutes of the June, the agenda's approved. Lynn distributed minutes of the last regular meeting on June 13th. 13th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move to approve.
Linda made the motion to approve.
I'll second those.
Ken seconded it. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are, minutes are approved. We have no committee reports tonight, no old business, so we'll move on to new business. Deliberation on public hearing comments regarding a conditional use application filed by Bill West and Martin West. I'm not saying your middle name on purpose because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Gara.
Gara. From now on, I'll know how to pronounce it.
Gara West, yes.
Gara West. For construction of a garage at 114 Thunderbird Drive, with a variance requested on front setback. And I guess, any deliberation?
Well, we didn't hear anything negative, and Mr. West spoke in support of the building project and described the dilemma he had on his present lot and this option of putting this on the adjoining lot. In preparation for tonight's meeting, I created the brief that gave copies of documents that they submitted. Any questions from the commissioners about things and pictures that I put in it?
I think you documented it very well.
You talking about the documents, or you talking about?
I'm talking about the brief that I prepared with all the documents in it.
Okay.
Any questions?
So we're going to put a garage on a separate lot, and we're going to get a variance and setback from normally 25 feet.
Is it 25 or 15?
It depends.
Okay,
You have to look at the.
How close, I can't.
okay, let me scroll to that image.
That's
We better put that there.
There's 25. I'm sure there's a reason.
The reason for where it's placed is because of the very steep topography. That further down and further away would be even more difficult to
Was
get
it?
to.
Is it gonna sit on that platform of rocks there? Is that what?
There's a concrete
Right
pad,
there?
There's a concrete pad.
parking pad on it now.
They go on that.
Yes,
That's already there.
yes.
So your question, Ken, was how far from the road is it? They've done a site plan from an architect, from a surveyor, and it shows that from the lot line, it's
11 feet, 12 feet.
that's from the side.
Yeah.
From the front, closest corner is 13.5 feet
That's to the road,
to the
right?
lot line.
To the lot line.
That's where's the road?
The road edge is out further.
About
With
25.
Bill's assistance, we did some measurements today, and I did the calculus, and it's 25.5 feet from the front face of where the garage will be to the edge of the road. 25.5
That's
feet.
where I went.
That's my, it's not an engineered number, but my tape measure, and looking at what horizontal was, we calculated 25.5 feet
Okay.
from the edge of the road.
And we have the stipulation in here that you can't sell that lot separately.
Yes, when we get to the resolution, it's one of the conditions in the resolution. And then the last page of the resolution has a document where they attest that they will honor the conditions.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable to us.
I mean, the reason there is keep people from building garages
Yeah.
and living in them.
Yeah, no, we would never, the house would never be sold without both lots going together.
And their stated purpose is not for living, but for storage of vehicles.
And there will be no plumbing and
And probably no electric for, I just want to get it, I don't mind opening the garage door. I just want a roof over. So I don't think it'd be very comfortable to live without any electric or plumbing. But we are fully aware of signing a document that, and we're fine with that legally. That the two properties are we consider them one property.
Yeah, I just remember from on the field too, we will do that. Change that.
Now, our ordinances allow it.
Yeah, we added an ordinance specifically for these situations. Any other deliberation?
Move to approve.
We haven't gone through the resolution yet, we have some text to change, so I'd recommend you
Okay.
hold your, motion. I just wanted to point out that in our flow chart of this process, it says the staff prepares a report, recommended conditions, and forwards to the applicant and to the planning commission. Me being your secretary, I guess I'm your staff, and in that preparation, I prepared a resolution that can go either way, but, so tonight we need to edit it before we present it for approval. So, did I put that in here? Yes, okay. So there's that text, I'm gonna bring up the text document. So, first of all, I need to take a title off that it's subject to these changes, I'll take that out of the document. And then, because your staff makes recommendations, either approving or denying, I'm in favor of it, and so I drafted the majority of this text to be in favor with the conditions that I drew out of our ordinances. That's why I drafted it that way.
Works for me.
Okay, so the first change that will change in the text then probably is to approve the application. And I should have put my mouse on. Keep the highlight off. Okay, and we're probably going to leave this paragraph in.
Why don't you scroll up before you go too far down
Okay,
and change
Title.
the title,
title
all right.
to take out or to take out the /denying.
Make a edit to approve it, title. And all these conditions are things that are from our ordinance, and they're things that Mr. West talked about that they agreed to already. I didn't hear any exceptions. I'll take this paragraph out that denies it.
Did you see in one of the whereas, the last whereas has approved /deny as well?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Hope you've already said it.
Yeah, I took that one out.
Place where it says deny.
Okay, so then this will be section 2. I took 2 out. And we'll grant the permit resolution. Okay. So section 1 has the conditions, section 2 is the granting, then the date, approval. So I think you have all the appropriate edits, unless there's something that needs to change in the attachment that we're asking them to sign for the assurance. Just to be clear, I think it should read that we acknowledge and agree that any standalone subordinate accessory building constructed or placed upon UBL 736, commonly known as 114 Thunderbird Drive, Holiday Island, Arkansas, shall be removed before either UBL 735, commonly known as 116 Thunderbird Drive, Holiday Island, or UBL 736 are sold separately, or sold, transferred, or otherwise conveyed independently of each other. We further agree that all conditions of conditional use permit CUP 230602 shall be complied with by the applicants or their successors or assigners. So I drafted that as our assurance. That's the lab.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. All right, with that, I've made the appropriate edits.
Okay, now we can move to the resolution. Do I hear a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
Jerry made a motion to approve resolution HICPC R 23-005. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Pat seconded it. Want to read the resolution into the record?
Resolution HICPC R23-5, a resolution approving a conditional use permit, CUP 230602 for the city of Holiday Island, Arkansas. Whereas the Holiday Island City Planning Commission, HICPC, has accepted a conditional use application, CUP 230602, on June 2nd from Bill West and Martine West for UBL 7-36, commonly known as 114 Thunderbird Drive, Holiday Island. And whereas the purpose of the conditional use application is to construct a standalone subordinate accessory building to be used as a garage on the lot adjoining the principal residence of the applicants. And whereas the HICPC has provided the required notification pursuant to ACA 1456-422 by letter mailed to the Eureka Springs School Board and mailed on June 21st, 23, and pursuant to ACA 1456-422 by publishing a public hearing notice in the Carroll County News, June 20 edition. Whereas pursuant to ACA 1456-422, the HICPC has conducted a public hearing on the matter of the conditional use application on July 11 to hear public comments. And whereas the HICPC now finds it to be in the best interest of the citizens of Holiday Island to approve the conditional use permit, CUP 230602. Now be it resolved by the Holiday Island City Planning Commission, Section 1, pursuant to the Holiday Island Planning and Zoning Regulations, the HICPC approves Resolution R23-5, granting conditional use permit CUP 230602 with the following conditions. The applicant shall post notice on weatherproof signs provided by the city on the property at 116 Thunderbird Drive for at least 15 days before the public hearing on July 11, and ensure that the signs remain continuously posted until a final decision is made by the City Planning Commission or by the City Council if the decision is appealed. B, adequate assurance is provided by the applicant to the city that both lots with the subordinate accessory building and principal residence must be conveyed together in the future. C, both the principal and accessory building must have similar or compatible construction features and materials as well as coloring. D, the subordinate accessory building is to be used as a garage for storage purposes only, for automobiles, vans, pickup trucks, and the like, used solely by the occupants and the guests of the building to which it is accessory. E, the City Planning Commission allows a minimum front setback variance as shown in the surveyor site plan due to the topography that does not allow for full setback. F, no building permit shall be issued for any building or structure not in conformance with the site plan and other conditions imposed in granting this conditional use permit, CUP 230602. G, substantial work or construction under the conditional use permit, CUP 230602, must be commenced within 1 year, or this permit shall terminate. H, once any portion of the conditional use permit, CUP 230602 authorization is utilized, all such conditions pertaining to such authorization shall become immediately operative. All conditions relating to or limiting the use, status, or operation of the development after issuance of an occupancy permit shall be complied with by the applicant or his successors or assigns. I, the applicant shall read, understand, agree by signing the conditional use permit, CUP 230602 acknowledgement attached hereto is attachment A. Section 2. No decision of the City Planning Commission granting the conditional use permit, CUP 230602, shall become effective until after an elapsed period of 15 days from the date of the City Planning Commission mailing their written response. During this 15-day period, an appeal of the decision to grant the permit may be taken to the City Council by filing a letter of appeal with the City Recorder Treasurer, together with such non-refundable appeal processing fee. The City Council shall hear such appeal and consider all relevant evidence prior to rendering the final decision. The City Council may vote to grant or deny the conditional use permit. Pass and approve this date.
Any discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Commissioner Elwood?
Aye.
Commissioner Kuhn?
Aye.
Commissioner Pittman?
Aye.
Commissioner Graves?
Aye.
Commissioner Mills?
Aye.
Commissioner Dumas, aye. Mayor?
Aye.
All in favor, sir.
All right, the resolution passes. You'll be getting a written letter shortly. And start buying your 2x4s and nails.
Thank you, everybody. We
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
And before you leave, I need your signatures.
All right, no other new business, public comments? Hearing none, commissioner comments? Hearing none, scheduling, next, we have another hearing coming up,
Yeah, we have the next, August 8th at 6 PM, we have another hearing.
okay?
What's that going to be?
We have, someone's asking for a zoning change for a,
For the property at the point.
yes, the property on the point. And the city council is also looking at changing the table for uses for commercial 1 and 2 to permit government services.
All right, motion to adjourn,
Make a motion, we adjourn.
second?
I'll say,
Ken made a motion to adjourn, Linda seconded it, all in favor, say aye.
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 We're adjourned.
Bye-bye, Jerry.
Bye.
He's out tonight or not?
This is the second time.
I was wrong.